Welcome everyone and thank you so much for joining in. As you can see guys, the price of Bitcoin right now is flashing a very interesting scenario, and I am sure you guys want to find out where the price of Bitcoin might be possibly heading and also what kind of scenario we should expect next. If that's the case, if that's exactly what you wanted to hear, then please destroy that like button, and for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit the subscribe button and the bell. Now starting this in a daily time frame, I am going to keep it very simple because we know according to the September month CPR, now we have a new price target for Bitcoin because these CPR lines are leading lines. I mean the leading indicator or so-called pivot points. This pivot point actually makes a lot of sense. So since the price of Bitcoin is clearly below the CPR lines, top CPR line, center CPR line, bottom CPR line, it is a big warning sign. We know in a week time frame yesterday we found out that the price of Bitcoin is forming Wyckoff distribution schematic 2 and also with the help of this stochastic RSI crossover, because we know in a bigger time frame this here is a big warning sign. But for the immediate short term, what I personally believe is price showing some range bound and impulsive movement towards this bottom CPR line before choosing a trend direction. Why? Because this bottom CPR line and also the price action of Bitcoin, it is clearly forming a VCPR. VCPR means the price of Bitcoin is choosing a trend direction without touching any of the CPR line. So in most of the cases, in more than 90% of cases, price first tests the CPR line before choosing a trend direction. So that's why guys, that's why right now the top CPR line and bottom CPR line, this price range around 22,300 to 20,800 is definitely going to be one of the most important resistance line for Bitcoin. And if he wants to show as an actual impulsive movement here in this manner, we have to flip these CPR lines into support. Otherwise, this is going to be more of a fake out like this and again breaking here to the downward direction, because the first monthly R1, sorry, this should be S1 because it's a support line. So the first monthly S1 support line is lying around $17,986. So let's say 18,000 range. So this monthly S1 line, 18,000, is going to be our target for the upcoming days if we fail to break above this 22,000 resistance line. And if it does, right, if it does, I mean the price of Bitcoin, if it does shows this bullishness and also flip this central CPR line, top CPR line, bottom CPR line into support, then in that case our target is going to be this 23,600 area, and that is this monthly arrow line. But we know this CPR line is not an ascending CPR line. What does it actually shows? Ascending CPR means the trend has a probability to continue this impulsiveness, but since this is not an ascending CPR, it is looked more as a descending CPR. These lines, right, could be acting as a very strong line of resistance. But for the immediate short term, I am actually expecting the price of Bitcoin to show this bullishness towards this bottom CPR line before choosing a trend duration and also before invalidating this VCPR scenario. Not just only this guys, not just only this, we are aware about this ascending broadening wedge and also this ascending right angle broadening wedge playing out for Bitcoin. We have said if this support around 19,500 to 20,000 is going to get broken, then that could trigger a big warning sign, because both ascending broadening wedge and ascending right angle broadening wedge both are looked as a bearish continuation pattern. And now beside this guys, beside this, what I also want to talk about is this rising channel or so-called bear flag. According to this, since we are still inside this ascending channel, this lower line could be acting as a very strong line of support between 19,000 to 20,000 range. So any sort of a reversal here between this 19 to 20,000, we have a very strong support lining from this ascending broadening wedge, right angle broadening wedge, and now also from this ascending channel or bear flag. So that's why guys, that's why all eyes are going to be around this 19 to 20,000, and we are not allowed to break below that, because breaking below that is going to trigger a big warning sign. Why? Because we know here in a bigger time frame, yesterday I talked about this Wyckoff schematic to a distribution phase, which right now is flashing a big warning sign. Because if you look at this Wyckoff's distribution phase guys, this area where we are finding ourselves is this phase E. And what does the price usually does in phase E? Phase E is the area where the price start showing this reversal here to the downside, because we know before starting this new mark of rally or mark of phase, first we need a proper accumulation phase. So since this is not a proper accumulation right now, the price of Bitcoin could be in big danger once it loses the support around 19 to 20,000 range. And even here in a weekly time frame, orange line crossing above this blue line, after that the price of Bitcoin has always started this corrective movement. So with this previous example and now also with this stochastic RSI, since this is a bearish crossover, orange line crossing the blue line, we have to be careful because any sort of a relief rally here in the medium short term could be turning out into fake out and price again starting this corrective movement. So please be careful and do not over leverage yourself. And now, not just only this guys, not just only this. Now before I switch into other chart, just to make you aware, we have up to $8,550 bonus available for our community member in the description down below. As you can see, Bybit is giving around $4,450 bonus after your initial deposit and Phemex around $4,100 bonus. So if you are an experienced trader, if you want to take advantage of this market volatility, then the link is provided in the description down below. Feel free to check it out. Now let's switch the chart. If you are aware, we have talked about this falling wedge scenario on one of my videos, and I showed you very clearly, since the price of Bitcoin has already broken the resistance here, upper line was a very strong line of resistance. Since the price has also flipped it into support, there is a probability that in the medium short term the price of Bitcoin could show some relief rally type of scenario. But we know guys, we know if this is going to be a bullish breakout like this, price of Bitcoin showing us a movement here in this manner, then we are also aware we want the price to clearly break above this CPR lines. This CPR line between 22,000 to 20,800 is definitely going to be acting as a line of resistance. So any sort of impulsive movement is going to be looked as a fake out. I mean, price showing this bullishness in the medium short term and again breaking it to the downward direction. So we have to be very careful because we know around that area it's not just only the CPR line resistance, but if you look at this in a daily time frame, you can see there is another resistance from this symmetrical triangle scenario. Why? Because this upper line has always rejected the price. You can see here each and every attempt to break above it, we got rejected. And now if this is going to be a bullish breakout, I mean price heading towards these CPR lines, then we are aware guys, this upper line must also be broken around 22,000. So you can see that's why I'm showing you with this CPR lines between 20,800 to 22,000. We have a very strong line of resistance line for Bitcoin. So even if we are going to see an impulsive movement in the medium short term, please wait for the price to break out of this resistance line before taking any trade. But if we are going to get any rejection around that area, then we can use this opportunity to short the market towards 19 to 18,000 area, because this monthly S1 line is our target for this September month, which right now is sitting around 18,000 area. So these are some of the quick update that I wanted to share with you in today's video. If you enjoyed my work, then please guys destroy that like button, and for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit the subscribe button and bell. Now by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye.